Hey everyone, Agnach here. Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm bringing you a strategy that I have been using in Legends League, and it has been giving me a few triples. Now, this strat has three different stages. First, you have the Lava Hand and your Blimp with invisibility spells for the Blizzard, for the Town Hall, or any area with high value like the Eagle, for example. If you can get a few scatters, expos, that kind of idea. You also use it to create a funnel for your second stage, which is the dragons and your Sui heroes. Finally, we finish with 5 bat spells and 2 freezes. You can use the Ice Golem for your bats, or you can also use it for your Sui heroes depending on the base. I like this attack because you can change your approach depending on the base that you're attacking. So let's look at some of the replays. So this is the first replay going against Paro from European team. So I'm sending my Lava Hound to go towards the first air defense, tanking for my Blimp. I want my Blimp to fly all the way across from the base. I want it to land on that scatter expo compartment. That way it's gonna be able to move up and get the scatters, get the Town Hall, get the CC pool, and get a few more things. I usually bring 4 invisibility spells. It gives them enough time just to get rid of quite a few defenses and buildings. So I put my last invisibility spell. One of the wizards does go to the Town Hall. Now all of them go to the Town Hall, and through the chains I end up getting the Town Hall and the scatter shot. Now these attacks are after the update, so once wizards got nerfed, so I use it. As you can see, they didn't get nerfed enough. Now the Tornado Trap at 12 gets triggered, which is perfect for me, and as you can see, I've also created a nice little path for my dragons. So I put them there in the center. I put the king and the queen at 3 just to trim the defenses and the buildings on the outside, just to make sure that all my dragons remain in the center. I use my warden ability nice and early just to protect them from all the eagle shots, and I send my RC. Now with your royal champion, you can just wait and send her wherever she's needed. If the Town Hall doesn't go down, you can send her towards the Town Hall. Also, because you're using bats as your third stage of this attack, you can also use her to get rid of some of the splash damage like wizard towers, or even just to tank them. As you can see, I also sent my Ice Golem from 10 o'clock just to freeze that wizard tower, which gave enough time for my bats to get there. Now there's no more splash damage, so my bats can just get rid of the rest of the defenses. Once they get rid of the Teslas, they can start getting rid of the royal champion, and this was a crushing triple with this attack. So I'm bringing another 3 attacks, different bases. So here's another one, it's a ring base. So I send my Lava Hound just to tank the single Inferno and the scatter shot, while I send my Blimp in. I wanted it to land in that compartment in the center, that way I can get rid of the scatter shot, the Town Hall, and if they move up, they can get rid of the single Inferno, or if they move down, they can damage the single Inferno with tower down there. They end up getting through the wall, so I decided to put the last invisibility spell there. Now you don't have to use all the invisibility spells on your super wizards. If you want, you can just keep one of them or a couple if you didn't have to use them or you don't see the value. And you can use those invisibility spells on your royal champion, for example, and give her a little bit of extra power. So now I put my king and queen to start trimming some of the buildings at 3 o'clock to create better pathing for my dragons, as well as getting rid of the defending royal champion. My own royal champion goes inside to the single Inferno. As you can see, the pathing has already been made, so I can put a few of my dragons at 7 o'clock just to trim the other side of the corridor for my dragons. Now sometimes you can use your king, sometimes you can use a couple of dragons, so it doesn't matter what you use as long as you trim and you funnel your dragons into the center of the base. They're all going inside towards the queen. I usually use my warden ability nice and early. On this occasion I didn't, and the dragons that were being targeted by the eagle, I couldn't get them in the warden ability. One of the things that you can use for your warden abilities when they're coming into a scatter shot or into a multi-inferno, that's where they're going to be getting the most damage, or also when they're gonna get hit by the eagle, then you can use your warden ability. Now with the Ice Golem, it froze everything. Then I use one of my freezes to freeze the wizard tower and the scatter shot. Then I use my last freeze there, as well as there were no more splash damage anywhere around the base, so I could use all of my freezes there. and now they're going to be helping my dragons to clean up the base. Now the bats are very quick at cleaning everything except for storages. Storages, they take ages, but if you still have a few dragons left, they can help your bats and it will be clean nice and quick. Now this attack is also pretty quick. Usually I finish in around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It all depends on how much value I got with my bats and if I still have any dragons still alive. So over here I send my blimp into the tank hole. Now I did send my lava hound to a tank. It can also pull some black mines and stuff, but like you don't always have to send your lava hound if you want, and like the tank hole is just on the outside, or the eagle is just on the outside, or wherever you want to send your blimp is just on the outside. You can just save your lava hound and then just send it with your dragons for tanking for them. So as I said, this attack is very versatile. I think that's the word. Basically you can just change it depending on the base. And so here I've got the dragons going inside into the base. They're all going into the center, which usually that's where all the red mines and black mines are, which is not going to be very good for my dragons. Probably if I had the warden ability I could have used it there, but still okay. They're all getting rid of the eagle, and now I can send my bats from 6 o'clock. The Wiz Tower is being tanked by the dragons. Now I should have frozen that scatter a little bit faster. It's very quick at shooting. I still have one more freeze, so I freeze it again. We still have one dragon still alive. We've got the royal champion and we've got the queen with her ability, so that's going to be enough. And now that the bats are on top of the scatter can't target them. So now all the defenses are down. We've got a dragon cleaning and the rest of the heroes cleaning the other side. So this was another triple against dragon beasts with dragons. And finally we've got this one against Dariush, and I'm coming in with the lava hound and the blimp. Again, the lava hound to pull any black mines and attack the 80s, warden statue, all that kind of stuff. Before the sweepers push my blimp back, I manually popped it with the reg and invisibility spell. Start getting rid of some of the defenses there. I also want to get rid of the temple, and if it gets rid of the temple, that's going to be creating a perfect donut shape. Then I just have to use either heroes or dragons just to break off the ring, and then that way they can just fly around the base. So I send a couple of ones for the mortar, and I put the dragon just to start getting rid of some of the buildings there. Take my time. And now I put the rest of the dragons from 11, and they can start flying. And now that I know that I'm going to be sending them from 12, then I put my king and queen at 1 o'clock just to trim some of the outside defenses and make sure that my dragons remain in the center. Sometimes I send a headhunter just behind the dragons just for it to go and kill the hero, but in this occasion I think I just pretty much flag that headhunter. And now I start with my bats at 9. So I've got my king and queen with my dragons at 3 o'clock. A couple of dragons that decide to go rogue, they go to 9, and then all my bats. I send my ice golem to tank for the wizard tower and my royal champion to try to kill that queen. And I use my freeze spells to freeze that multi-inferno. Then I swag that freeze as I froze a cannon and a bomb tower, which we all know do a lot of damage to bats. Not really, but that's okay. There was no more splash damage left, so that was all down and we can clean up the base, and this was another triple. Well, that's the Blizzard DragBat. Give it a go and let me know how you go. As you can see here, I usually bring some wall breakers, 8 loons, 10 dragons, the lava hound for tanking, the ice golem, the headhunter, and the spells, as you can see, the bats and the invisibility spells for the Blizzard. If you liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time with more Clash. See ya.